So this is going to be second part of Black Ops BS, where I try and explain what I've found going through videos and photographs of NASA and other, and just present the truth as I see it. I urge anyone watching these videos to do their own research and verify what I'm saying, because it's actually shattering the amount of information that's out there that is being portrayed to us as real, and it's not. What I'm going to show you is real. It's what I've found from NASA photographs, and hey, in theory they don't lie. Yeah, right. But anyway, we take out of it what we can. So first of all, I'd like to say that this is purely my curiosity in trying to find out the truth of what the Black Ops military, NASA and the like is trying to do. And when you're searching through these videos and photographs, it's important to understand the parameters of the search. For instance, what you're looking at is barren lunar stuff, barren Mars stuff, whatever I'm focusing on, it's in theory barren. If you see anything that is not rock or rock dust, regolith on the moon, it's called regolith, it shouldn't be there. It's plain and simple. It should not be there. All right, what we're expecting to find is rock, dust. I'd say earth, but it's probably not earth. But anyway, we'll see what we can see, and I'll carry on. So first of all, just to make it clear, my drive on this is really from a guy called Ben Rich. I've mentioned this in the first video of Black Ops BS. And Ben Rich was a director of Skunk Works. Skunk Works was a part of Lockheed Martin, and Skunk Works were responsible for making a lot of the secret stuff. TR-3B is my favourite. It's the only one I know that's really anti-grav. And so I believe that's the one they're using or have used to get stuff in and out of the lunar landscape. There may be others, there may be more, maybe bigger, maybe smaller, not sure. But I know the TR-3B is a real thing. It's been listed in part by the Patents Office in the US, so I know it's real. Anyway, Ben Rich basically said there's enough technology in the Black Ops area, Skunk Works, I suppose, to get rid of all the energy problems that the Earth has currently overnight. And that's disgusting when you think about it. The suffering that's going on in the world that they could get rid of, and because of power struggles, money, the government wanting to be the best and biggest and toughest and all the rest of the bullshit, yeah, they won't release it. Anything else you can imagine, he says they can do already. You think about that. Interdimension, time travel, blah, blah, blah. He's saying that they can already do it. Well, it's been about 80 years since we really understood what the Black Ops people in the States are doing, have done, and they won't release anything to the public unless it's at least 25 years old. So they're the parameters that I understand and I work with. The stuff I've found is outside those parameters and is very, very interesting. So let's go forward and have a look. Going forward, next subject I would like to discuss and touch on is the search for an asteroid called something Gerasimenko. I can't ever pronounce the true word, but it's commonly known as 67P. It's a dog bone shaped asteroid, some 7 billion kilometers out. Took 7 years for the satellite they sent up to it to get there, and the satellite had a small lander on board that they sent down in theory to take samples of the dust that there was on the surface. This satellite is about 6 kilometers long. It's got a large end and a small end, and it's got a kind of a waist in the middle, which I'll discuss a little bit later. So the first thing is, I'd say, why did they send a satellite 7 billion kilometers over 6-7 years to examine this strange asteroid? It cost billions to do that. I dare say taxpayers' money. Why? That's the first question I'd have to ask. Why do that? I mean, they must have some idea of what they would gain by doing so. I know some satellites, they say, out there, or asteroids out there, they say are solid gold or solid diamond or whatever. But I mean, that much of anything would absolutely ruin the markets here on Earth anyway. So why do that? Anyway, so in theory, the satellite goes out there and it will dispatch this little lander, goes down onto the surface, and it has 3 explosive feet. It's supposed to land, shoot the feet bolts into the surface of the satellite or asteroid, and from there it would then scan around, take samples of the Earth and send pictures back, blah blah blah. Didn't happen, didn't work. They tried to fire the bolts, I think 3 times, and all it did was send the satellite lander packing back up into the air. Now, the gravity of that thing is very, very light, so it only went up about 3 or 4 feet before it kind of came back down and settled again. But where it settled down was in a crevasse, a little crevasse, and it couldn't really do much in that position. So it was a kind of after that, a bit of a write-off. The main body of the satellite continued circulating around the asteroid, taking pictures, and we've got some very, very fine pictures of that asteroid that we can look at. Mainly, I think the satellite was sent up by European Space Agency, the ESA, and they don't really critique their videos and photographs as much as NASA. So I found some interesting stuff, and I'll tell you about that as we go along. Alex McCogan, I think his name is, Alex McCogan. And he does some good work, I have to say. It was enjoyable. And I was looking out for a gas plume, which they say every now and then when the asteroid heats up a bit or gets closer to some heating body like the sun in its orbit, it will outburst gas from inside. Now, there's obviously discussion about, oh, it's not real, it's some kind of alien thing or whatever. No, well, you can think what you want, but I've no clue about whether it's real or whether it's not. It looks real. There's plenty of rock and there's plenty of dust, and it does indeed have a gas plume or two. And I was looking for that gas plume, and the gas plume I found, I was interested to see that what was behind the gas plume, which I don't think anyone picked up, was that there was a kind of a sandy path, like a path you'd find on a beach. And on that sandy path, there was an animal. Sitting on a machine of some kind. I'm assuming what's really going on is that they've sent out something to sample the insides of the satellite to find if there's anything worth mining or exploring. And so again, the question is, no, I'm bothered about it. I mean, you know, you can see it for yourself. Look for the Astrum video and look for the plume of gas and you'll see what I saw. And use a magnifying glass because it's very small. So have a look and see what you guys can see. But what I saw was an animal. Looked like a dog or a bear. No breathing apparatus. So I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no clue. I'm telling you what is there, what I saw. And as I say, ESA are pretty truthful about what they publish. So there's also a black shape in front of this animal that I can't make head or tail of. I don't know what it is. Looks like I don't know. Looks like something from another dimension as far as I'm concerned, but you know, I couldn't swear to that. But I'm urging you guys to look yourselves, investigate exactly what I've done over the last 4 or 5 years. I've watched these videos and photographs come out and I'm intrigued by what I'm seeing. And 95% of it is just bullshit, absolute bull. And so I'm interested to try and find out what is really going on, because what we're being told is absolute rubbish. Half the videos and photographs that come out are all so blurred you can't make it out, considering they spend about, $2.5 million on these cameras. It's a bit absurd, isn't it? That, you can't get a video or a photograph that doesn't look like it's been taken by a potato. So, anyway, within this video, I will put the pictures up that I've found that if you use a magnifying glass, you can see for yourself. It's nothing that I've invented. It's nothing I've drawn. I couldn't do that stuff if I wanted to. I don't have the expertise. And just to go back, and that's all I want to say, but on that satellite, I have found areas. Now, there was an area with an Egyptian name, and I can't remember what it was called, but it looked very much like a sluice area where they'd been mining. I couldn't see anything that was used for mining, but apart from that animal that I've just mentioned, there's an area that has got complete smooth, sandy kind of quality. In a mining area where all the sand sediment has been washed away with water or some liquid, and it's all been smoothed out as it's run away, like the smooth sand on a beach after the tide. Yeah, there's more going on there than meets the eye. So anyway, just to finish off, I would like to obviously say to the first video, number one, I mentioned that I had a theory of why the governments around the world, and America especially, will not admit to the fact that although they have found UFOs, they have seen UFOs, they have chased UFOs, they've recorded UFOs since the 18th century, they won't admit to it. They won't say, oh yeah, they do exist and blah, blah, blah. They won't. And the reason I think is in the 50s, there was numerous photographs of aliens shaking hands with politicians. And I believe the reason of that, what's going on, is that imagine they're waiting for a time when we've developed the atomic bomb and the hydrogen bomb, and we've got out of that First World War or Second World War, and they've kind of waited for us to reach that technology. And they came down and said, look, we want to take some samples, we want to take some people, we want to do this, we want to do that. And if you allow us to do that, we'll maybe share some technology and we won't kill you all. If you were the President of the United States at that stage, and that's what happened, how would you react? What would you do? What would you say? Not much. You go, yes, please. Take as many as you want. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, as Spock used to say. And I finally found one of those old photographs before CGI, before Photoshop. And these photographs were done before Photoshop and CGI. So I'm not saying they are real. There's a possibility they're real. Not sure. But if I'm right, it does answer the question about why the governments are so staunchly defending the fact that, they don't know anything, or they lost all the plans to the first moon landing. Oh, mate, they could use their bullshit to wipe their bums when they go to the loo. I mean, really. I'm sick of it. I am coming up 75, and I want to know a bit of the truth before I croak. That would be nice for me. Whether people watch this or not, I don't really care. I'm just putting what I know out there for people to ponder, people to investigate and find out for themselves. Because this truth needs to get out there and needs to be known. So if you can share it around, talk to your mates, talk to your friends. You want to discredit me, do it. Do it. If you want to investigate what I'm saying, do it. But I'm doing my best to get the truth out. As Mulder used to say, the truth is out there.